This how it was. God, I should have tightened that damn squirrel cage down. Damn, that thing drives me crazy. But listen, right? If somebody get on here, right, and tell you that the Torah is lying, right? What they call the Old Testament is lying, right? Read the prophecy of Abraham, right? About the 400 years, right? Right? It says, no other surety that our people will be captivity in a land that's not their own, meaning that they're going to take our land, right? If you read the Book of Mormon, it literally puts you down with the whole situation. Yeah. It talks about the Gentiles coming over here, the whole thing, right? So, and I get a brother Big Judas props for that, because he put me on that jump. I ain't even gonna front. Fuck me. That fucked me up when he read that. I was like, oh shit. So, like, when people sit there and try to tell you what ain't real, or that's a fairy tale, or whatever like that, or whatever, you know how they try to do. That book is for so-and-so people, and think about it. Right? Now ask yourself a question. This is the one thing I want everybody to really sit back. I want you to really, just sit back and ponder on what I'm about to say, right? Just think about what I'm saying. So, when you read the Torah, right? Moses come and he showed us. He said, this day I bring you life and death, right? If you choose life, and if you choose death, right? And then he give you the blessings if you choose life, and then he give you the curses if you choose death, right? Which is a contract that you entered in, with the Creator or with your father, right? And your mother. So, okay, your generation, the people of that generation kept the contract, right? But as time went on, our parents started neglecting certain things in the contract. Like some of the laws, certain ways we're supposed to do things. You know what I mean? Like, sacrifice, whatever the law applied to, right? Which then we started worshiping things that we created, right? Idols and all that other shit, right? So then the punishment came, and it tells you that that we would have to go through this for 400 years. So if you really sit back, right, and you read the true history, right, of when they came into this land, because they didn't attack us straight out at first. They came as, the nice folk. Hey guys, how you doing? And I'm going to tell y'all again, they were not white people. They were not white. They were not white. No, they were not. They were melanated. And I don't know if y'all you seen some of my older videos, but if you've never in your life encountered a Caucasian person, I'm talking about ever, never, ever, 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 and all of a sudden you got a ship full of these people come into your land, you gonna tell me you just gonna let them walk around and do what they want? No, the only way you let people walk around and do what they want is if that you were already dealing with them in trade and whatever else. You know what I'm saying? You're acquainted with them, right? and they had some shit, behind, like, okay, we got the, you know what I'm talking about. So when they went, checked out the whole thing, because all they did was they scoped the block, you know what I'm saying? They went, they started checking out shit, and then they laid their plan. And they came and they started doing their thing, right? They started attacking. Now think about it. If you read the War of Cortez, right? Cortez, he attacked one part, the Spaniards. Then you got King Philip's War. That was another war that some of our people were fighting. I think that was down south, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty much, we got attacked by 7 nations at one time. They hit this place simultaneously in different places, like all over the place, and everybody was fighting, right? And don't make them think that they just came here, put in some work, and that was it. They had to fight us to 1775 or 74. So you talking about from the 1500s to the late 1700s, for us to finally say, all right, we tired, we burnt out, because that's 200 something years, y'all. That means that's generation after generation after generation fighting people, fighting and fighting and fighting. Yo, I just put $40 in my tank and I ain't even got a half a tank of gas. Wow. Yeah. So you gotta think about that, y'all. You gotta think about that. And then, when you read all that and you read the historical account, especially like I told y'all, they're going to National Congressional Library of Congress, you'll start to find out a lot of shit. There's books out here that explain a lot. Ain't old books that tell you a lot of shit. The Jesuit and the Indians, that's a good book. That explain a lot of stuff, right? Okay, I'll put y'all down with something, right? Remember the earthquake of so what's his name? Jehoshaphat? What was the guy, the king name? The bull. King of Israel. It was a crazy ass earthquake happened during this time. I forgot his name. Damn, I'm bad with names. But that earthquake is in this book I'm telling y'all, with the Jesuits and the Indians. That earthquake is in there. It is in there, y'all. What they did, and I said this before, they changed the times. They wanted y'all to think that most of all the stuff that was going on in the scriptures were 3,000 and 4,000. Nah, y'all, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Even with, like, when you read in, I think it's Jeremiah, it talks about how when it says they killed our Lord, this is the place where they killed our Lord, and people are thinking about Baal, right? The name, you know what I'm talking about. That's not who that's talking about. They're talking about Prester John. Well, it's not even a J at this name, but y'all know what I'm saying. But that's the name they use now, right? And if you look at and you read Prester John, y'all find out who he was. You find out exactly who he was, and you can go to Con Drop, because he has a lot of information on this stuff, y'all. Listen to me, y'all. When it's sitting there talking about they will be whipped for he will be whipped for our iniquities, and it pleased the Lord to bruise him, it's not talking about a man. And I'm like so surprised people could not see where he literally, when he's mentioning a single, like sounds like a single person, he's speaking in plural. And if you start reading, like if you read Hosea 11:1, when you start reading, it literally go from sounding like he talking about one person to a whole fucking nation of people. It literally switches right up. So you start to find out when he called the people, because he look at his people as like a singular thing, like his son, like a son. So when he's talking about the nation of Israel, he's not talking about so when he say my son Israel, he's talking about a nation of people. So when you hear him talking about he, him, her, my bride, Jacob, Israel, he's talking about a nation. And what they did was they took that and gave you Baal, and that's what they got y'all worshiping. It's people still to the day, y'all, that speaking and saying that the Most High is this man. And you think about what I'm saying. Why would, and let's just use common fucking sense. Why would I, as a father, after my sons broke my damn rules in my house, why would I let my kids punish me to show them that I care for them? Isn't me punishing them and enforcing my rules, teaching them and showing them that I love them because I'm punishing them for the wrong that they did? That means I'm paying attention to what they do. I'm taking the time out to correct them. So why would I let you punish and do all this horrible shit to me to prove to you? You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. Why would I do that? So if I won't do it, why would the Creator do it? Why would he let his creation kill him, his son, whoever the hell you want to call it? Like, what is the logic in that, y'all? And at some point, it's like, y'all, it's got to be running through people's mind that it don't make sense. It has to. And they talking about to save your soul. To save your soul from who? From who? The devil? Allegedly? Well, if you look up what devil means, a devil is an idol. From Satan? How the hell the Most High got to kill himself to save your soul from Satan, and he created Satan? How does that make any sense? You see what I'm saying? Why would he have to do all this shit to save you? He got to go through all this, so he gonna jump in some damn flesh, get himself beat up and killed by you to save you from his creation. Like, nobody don't see how weird that sounds. Nobody sees that is really weird, y'all. That don't make sense. It don't. Because what happens is, okay, let's do this, right? So after the Most High marches all the nations down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, right? And the people start to leave the land and run back to their own land, right? Run back to their homeland, their original homeland. They start fleeing, right? Some of them gonna stay, but a lot of them gonna flee. The ones that's gonna cleave unto us, they gonna stay. But the ones that's on that bullshit, they gonna flee, right? It says that the children of Israel will be at rest and quiet, and no one will make them afraid, right? So what part of that is after this so-called destruction of everything, and the temple's supposed to come down out of heaven and all that other stuff, all these plagues and stuff? Like, y'all, listen, y'all gotta really like start paying attention to what you're reading. Y'all really do. Y'all do. Because if you really pay attention, that New Testament ain't nothing but speaking about this that Baal. That's all. It ain't about the children of Israel. It's about Baal. That's all it's about. It's all it talk about. It don't talk about nothing but Baal, right? You can call him what you want, but that's why the Creator said we will no longer call him by the name of Baal. That's what it's talking about. And if you don't think so, what's the two biggest religions? You got the J and you got the A. Those are the two biggest religions. So you tell me. And if you really know and you pay attention, all those religions come right back to them. Any other religion that's out here come right back to that. So, okay, now you got that, right? So you once you get past that and you realize what's really going on, you're gonna leave. You're gonna leave that because the whole thing don't make sense. It don't make sense. See, when you read the Torah, right, and the Creator he tell you straight up. He says, when your trouble come, I will turn my face. That's he literally telling you, when your ass is, when all hell, and they putting boot to ass, and you going through what you going through, and they killing your kids and everything, and you're crying out, I'm going to turn my face. But then you go and you believe this other shit. This motherfucker telling you can move mountains, and you can do this, and you can do that, and when you call me, I'm coming. Well, how many times have you heard people call him? And where the hell is he at? Why hasn't he shown up? Like, think about that, y'all. You need to really think about what the hell is going on. It tells you. It's like certain things have to take place. Your punishment has to be concluded. Finished. Once your punishment is finished, then the restoration comes. Like, it's got this, like, when he says we love our idols, he's not lying. Our people love these fucking idols. And they will put them in the place of the Creator. He's not lying. Look when Abraham was trying to explain that to his father about him worshiping something he created with his own hands. His dad wasn't trying to hear that shit. It's the same thing with our people. Not trying to hear it. Only thing they believe is what they believe. They know, like, I don't understand how somebody can go to the fucking doctor and the doctor cut him open and he do all this stuff to you, then you say, God heal me. Or, you know, that name. Yeah, because I don't even call the Most High no damn God. Because that's Lord, God, all those names, they are names of Baal. All of them. But it's just amazing how this is what you hear. He created the man that cut me with the knife. What? What? And this is the thing, right? What the Most High tell you he got? He made all the herbs and seeds and roots for meat and healing. Right? Okay. So you eating what you're supposed to eat, you won't get sick. That's number one. Right? Number two, either I'm just crazy, or how is it that every time I pray to the Creator, right, and if I need some work or something, how is it that jobs come? Like, I could be without a job for like a week, and the minute I sit in my little room with my little, you know, with nothing going on, it's quiet in there, and I just say, you know, call on him by his name and say, I need some work so I can take care, do whatever, and I'm just being sincere about what I asked for. You know what I'm saying? And then an hour or 15 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes, the phone will ring. How come? And I done proved this, I don't know how many times to myself, that every single time I ask, it come. Every time. Now, of course, somebody might get on here and say some dumbass shit like, well, ask him for $1 million. And you ever heard of not tempting the Creator? Yeah, well, that's what you call tempting. Like, why do people, I got a question. Why do people, especially foreign people, why do they come here and they drive cars with fucking headphones on. I don't understand that. That is so weird. I see that a lot. Or they on their little scooters riding around, getting in the damn way. But yeah, y'all, I mean, I don't know. I mean, all I know is when I call on the Creator's name, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Even like when I had an entity in my house, I mean, I had to do something, but it was like told to me what to do. And it ain't like somebody just popped up in my head and said, hey, yo, I need you to do this, you know, listen to me. No, it's just that verse in scripture that I never read before popped in my head. And I was like, oh shit, oh, okay. And I did exactly what it said to do. I did it, and after I did, that morning when I got up, I gave thanks to the Most High, because I knew it wasn't in there no more, because my dog would start coming in my room and shit. Because first, my dog would not come in my room. He was not coming in there. He'll be in the door and look right in that corner every time. And I'm like, what are you looking at? And I kept having dreams about a black spider biting me. And first it was small, then it kept getting bigger and bigger. And I'm like, God damn. I'm having nightmares about this big black ass spider. So, you know, once I like realized it, and then what happened was, this was the funny part, right? Once first it was like in the dreams, and when it got like massive, that's when I was like, oh, wait a minute, something ain't right. And this is when it got real, right? This is when I knew something was up. Is because I came in the house, right? And I was in the living room, and when I looked, but like, you know how your peripheral vision, like, you know how you can scan the room with your peripheral vision? I saw this black thing, like, looked like a cat, run into the bathroom, right? So I'm thinking I'm tripping. So I'm like, what the fuck was that? So I go, boom, I'm looking, I don't see nothing. And I seen like 4 times, right? Run into my room, run into my son's room, run into the laundry room. So I'm like, okay, I know I ain't tripping. But what confirmed it for me, and what really made me realize that it was real, is when my son said, Dad, did you get a black cat? And I said, oh shit, you see that? And he said, yeah, it looked like a little black cat. He said, I don't see it, like, he said, I keep catching it out the corner of my eye. So I'm like, okay. Alright, so I'm having dreams. My room is cold as fuck. Like, my room was like a damn, even when I had the heat on, I had to put a little heater in my room. My room was cold. And the dog or the cat would not come in my room at all. Would not come in there at all. Like, my dog would look in the door and look right in the corner. Like, what's that? And stuff. And then every night at 3 o'clock, you would hear he'd jump up, start growling and barking and shit, right? So I said, okay, yeah, it's something in here. So, you know what I do? I said my prayer. And I don't pray all the time. I pray, but I don't pray every single day. Because, you know, of course, you could give thanks. You could just thank you. You know what I mean? And just mean what you say and say what you mean. But I don't like pray. Like, you know how people tell you to go in the closet. I'll get up in the morning and give thanks for waking up and stuff like that. But as far as like physically like praying, I don't do that every day. I don't. I'll give thanks or whatever like that, but I don't pray all the time. So you know, I just sit down in my little area, you know, I wash my hands and my face and stuff like that. And, you know, my behind, and then, you know, I'll sit down and, you know, and ask. This is going on, you know, if it's not, you know, right or whatever, you tell me how to get rid of it or help me get rid of it. And that thought popped right in your head. Timothy, you know what I mean? Popped right in my head. Bow. So I said, okay. So I went, got it, read it. Oh, okay. And what I do, I talk shit to that motherfucker too. I said, oh yeah, your ass out of here. And I take my ass to the store. And I get what it tell me to get. And I do exactly what it says to do. And then I wake up the next morning and my dog is in my room. Well, that one time. And then I, say, hey, thank you, la 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 la. And that's what it is, y'all. But yeah, man, I mean, people try to make it sound so mystical, and I just, I don't take the Creator as being mystical, like how they make it like all ceremonial. Like, I don't take it like that. I take it for what it feels like. It feels like the same way you would deal with your dad, Your dad go buy you a gift and put it on your bed. And let's say he at work or something and you not around. You leave him a thank you note, or you call him and say, Dad, thanks a lot, for doing this or whatever. Like that type of stuff. Or whoever. That's how I deal with stuff. I don't make it all, ceremonial and all that. Because that looks like that reminds me of, what do you call that? What is that shit called? Like a ritual. That's what would make me think like we doing a ritual or something. So, yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is, y'all. But, I just really think that especially us, like, we need to really start researching. And I'm gonna just say this: if you don't like reading, put on an audio book. Just listen. You know what I'm saying? Upload it into an audio book or something, like whatever it is. But you gotta learn and know stuff, because it is about to get a little wild. You know what I mean? Because don't think that nothing's gonna happen over here, because it has to happen. I mean, how do you expect people to not want to be here if it's still peaceful and serene for them? You know what I'm saying? So it's gotta become uncomfortable, and you gotta think about it. The only people that can't run is us. But the people with the dual citizenships, they can flee back to wherever they come from. They just got to deal with what's going to come into their land. You know what I mean? But they can do that. We're the ones that's got to be here. So, just a thought, y'all. I mean, it's just something to, you know what I mean? Just sit back and think about it, and just want to, you just want to know more. Because if you ain't realized, right, look at all the people that get on this thing and lie like a motherfucker. They lie. You got groups and groups of people getting on here telling you Esau is your kin. Because Esau is kin to Jacob. Remember, that's Jacob's brother. Yeah. By the same daddy. So you telling me that my daddy made a Caucasian get the fuck out of here. You can make it. I'll do the albino. I ain't gonna. But the Caucasian, no. You need to look into their genetics. Like they got a lot of shit going on in their DNA. So if you try and say that your mom and dad laid down and can do that, you might want to talk to your mom and dad about what they doing, when you in a room, when nobody can't see them. Because they got some shit in their genetics. And I mean some shit. So, but you got these groups lying, telling you, talking about, we came over here on boats and all that lying ass shit. You're lying. And then it make you think, so why are you lying? Who's paying you? See what I'm saying? And sometimes, y'all, people or groups will let people rise up and become a like what you would call a force to reckon with, or do stuff to stir your heart. Like when you see these camps and they got thousands and thousands of brothers marching down the streets and doing all this stuff, Listen to the words that come out their mouth. That's what you need to listen to. Because in the Torah it tells you that the children of Israel are the people of the feather. So, and it tell you that you're supposed to wear the fringes with a border of blue. There's only one people that ever wore fringes, and they are the American Indians, us, the dark people. You know, the red ones. Not even dark, but some of us are dark, some of us are light, not white, light. But we're all colors of red, of that red clay. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to think about like what's being said to you. Don't always fall into what you see, because that's the fastest way you get deceived. You get deceived by movies. You get deceived by fake instances that happen on TV with, you know, this person getting locked up, and this person found out he was raping 200 little girls and all this stuff. They put all that, they let them do this stuff, and then they throw it in your face to take your attention off of whatever else is going on. But I'm gonna let y'all go, because I'm almost at this man's house so I can fix his heater. All right, y'all. Shalom.